Hey babes, let's have a cup of coffee together and talk about Bechdel formulas. And now let's get to our star of the show. And up front, let's discuss these finishes. So here we have the what's it called? Wild Velvet Quad by RMS Beauty. And here on the box, I'm not sure if this is helpful in case you want to see the ingredients, if they even would be readable. However, this shade is called Sun Shower and it's called a metallic. Then comes Warm Saddle. They call it a matte, but it's very luminous, and I think you will see compared to the other mattes, I would call this a satin. And then we have Bonfire Glow, it's a metallic, and New Penny, which is called a satin. I can agree that these are metallics, but by no means would I call New Penny a satin. I even see the golden shimmers when I'm wearing it. Oops. And you see how luminous this is. Let's just go back real quick to let's take a different Bobbi Brown one this time. Let's take a look at this matte shade. Can you see? This is a matte. It's really a matte. So here we have an actual matte finish Bechdel formula, and here is what RMS calls a matte, and you see how beautiful, it's stunning. It's a very, very beautiful and flattering shade. It's quite subtle, but it makes it perfect. It won't be a strong to orange shade and not too pink. It's almost a neutral, but with some freshness. And here you have the matte, and you know it's matte, so I would call this a satin instead. And I'll wipe my hands. All right, I actually washed my hands, so we're not messing with any shimmers that don't belong into these shades. This is the little brush that comes with it. I think it's very nice like that, because I mean these sponge thingies, applicators, are actually underrated. And you know what else? If you don't want this brush in it, it's such a nice cute little space to, I don't know, put some Q-tips in there. You can even put some little earrings in there and just have a tiny space that sometimes is practical. What can I say? Nonetheless, RMS Bechdel formulas are incredibly beautiful, while at the same time so incredibly affordable. So let me touch on the differences between her bronzers, blushes, highlighters so far. These are a different formula. Bechdel formulas have changed. I noticed that almost every Bechdel formula that comes out is made with hydrolyzed rice protein as a top ingredient. However, this one as well. These eyeshadows have hydrolyzed rice protein, and you know, it's just another skincare benefit that pushes me, or that encourages me highly to favor and to use these products more. So you know, it's just the calculation. Of course you have skincare and you don't need skincare in your makeup, But when I put on a drying eyeshadow on my eyelids, I have to balance it with my skincare. If I put something like this on my eyelids, I'm supporting my skin. Now let's finally focus on Wild Velvet. Something unexpected that I discovered is that it is incredibly similar to Hanky Panky here. Hanky Panky, if you have it, you know Hanky Panky has an almost bluish cool component, but it does not really translate on your face. So even though you can see this shimmer here, when it's blended out, it isn't apparent anymore. It looks very beautiful and actually very warm on the face. And this one, this Bonfire Glow, I think, is so similar. They are almost identical. And you know, at first I was mad at myself for being a little stupid, but I did not expect them to be this similar. So this is the eyeshadow and this is the blush. And today I put these on my eyes. We actually have another twin in face products, but remember, this is a different formula. This one has the rice protein in it. Of course, you get so much less product in these. Each shade here contains 1.2 grams, while here you get 7 grams each. Yes, so blush and highlight, there is no difference here. And I would say the eyeshadow has only the slightest bit more of shine, although I'm not sure about that. Here's the eyeshadow and here is the blush. I'm not sure if you can tell in this very dark lighting, but you know, I'm a bit of a nerd with undertones, and I can tell you here in the swatches, you can see that Hanky Panky has just the slightest bit of more bluish plum to it, while the eyeshadow is just a bit more pinky. But you know, you show these swatches to people and they wouldn't see a difference. The most important part is blended out. They both have the identical amount of warmth to them. So on the eyes, you could absolutely not tell them apart. Even when you build it up to full pigment, which both look the same. There is no difference between the blush and the eyeshadow when you fully build them up. You cannot see the difference on the eyes. Then we do have another twin, which here is the highlighter. I think there's only one shade. I'm not sure if she launched another one, but this is Prosecco Fizz, and this one is pretty identical to this one. So this is the eyeshadow and this is the highlighter. I would say the difference here is that maybe again the eyeshadow has just a very subtle bit more glow, and I see see a bit more peach in this one, but I think I'm hallucinating. Let's watch them. So here is the highlighter. Here's the face product side. And here's the eyeshadow. And I would say you have the very slightest bit more peachiness in this highlighter. I mean, I'm just pointing out the difference that is actually not visible. It's so subtle that I'm not sure whether I'm hallucinating or not, but when I shift it a little bit, it still seems as if there was just the slightest bit more peachiness to this one, which, by the way, reminds me of this Dolce & Gabbana highlighter. Different formula. This is not Baked Gelée, but it's a peachy golden champagne shade. It's very similar to that one. Actually applied, I barely see the difference between these highlighters. So you know what, maybe this is fun because people are interested in it. Let's watch this one. Like this. This is the highlighter, and here we have Dolce & Gabbana. So the Dolce & Gabbana is more subtle. It's a very similar shade, but it's less luminous. And yeah, when I applied them today, I couldn't see a difference. So that's that. So I would say the advantage of having the face product is more product, and you have a bigger space to dig in with your brush. This is the better formula. It is an advantage to have just a highlight in a smaller pen and being able to carry it like this. Now let's get to the shades that are really unique. So once again, we have this one, which is in my book more of a satin. Let's take more, and here we have this beautiful, I actually did not get around to going through all of my stuff today because I was just intrigued, wondering if I do have anything like this shade. So it's this tobacco bronze shade, and it has such a beautiful undertone. And yesterday I wore it as a, smoked into the lash line, a bit more onto the lid, like a soft smoky eye, and it's at the same time it's impactful, and it's a look, but elegantly subtle enough for every day. And that's just something I really like. Here we have our peachy pink. What would we call it? I think did they write it down somewhere? I think they did. I would call it a peachy pink. A warm mid-tone peachy pink, and here we have this new penny shade, which, compared to the other quad, the Celestial Dream, this one is deeper. It's not as deep as this kind of charcoaly shade, but it does have more depth than the other three shades in Celestial Dream, and it actually can look a bit darker too. I actually did swatch it. This sage color, the smoky bronzy green color is very, very unique and special, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to swatch it, to wear it. Same goes for this anthracite shade, this smoky metallic gray. It's a matte finish, so it actually looks quite metallic. You know, the peach shade was called matte in here. It does look more luminous than the peach, I think, or more metallic, more shimmery rather. So thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.